R.C. Davis sitting here with Jeremy Lin. Catching up 1 year later since coming here as a undrafted rookie. Explain about the draft process 1 year later. What are the current draftees going through right now?
Pretty much workouts right now. They're probably flying from city to city, living out of a duffel bag and just working out for different teams who they think will pick them.
As you look back on that process, what are your memories of that? Was it fun living out of a bag? Did it drag on after a while?
I just remember it being a pretty long process. Every week seemed like a very long time just because you could have 3 workouts, 4 workouts, you know, and I just remember when it was all over, I could just take a sigh of relief and kind of say to myself, I've done everything I can and I've given myself the best shot, and we'll see what happens on draft night.
So on draft night, you were not drafted. How soon did that call come from Dallas and Donnie Nelson? That night, the next day?
Yeah, it came when the draft wasn't even over. They were announcing the 58th, 59th pick, and he had called me right then.
What did that feel like?
At that time, I was pretty disappointed because I thought there were a couple teams that were talking or thinking about drafting me, and so to me at that time, I was just like, okay, thank you. But at the same time, I was pretty upset. And then after I thought about it for a little bit, I realized, you know, this is a great opportunity, and ended up being the only summer league team that offered me a spot.
Were you with your family at the time? Were you by yourself? Were you secluded?
Just remember during that day, I was just thinking about it all day, just kind of wishing that time would fly so it would be over with. And then I sat down and it started with my family, a couple friends, a couple people that were really close to me, and it just went through that whole thing. It was long, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, or however long it was. It was a tough process, hard to watch.
I want to show you something. This was a year ago. Kind of like deer in headlights. What was going through your head at that time?
I remember I got the call to do the workout the day before, and I think it was a Sunday morning, so I came over here and I was obviously really excited because I grew up here and I was in town at that time. So I just remember after, I think that was probably my best workout actually with the Warriors, and so I was pretty happy after that one. I felt I did a good job of, you know, playing and doing the 3-on-3 competitions.
Where have you grown the most, do you think, since that day?
As a player?
Both.
Jeremy Lin taking it inside and reversing it up and in.
I think as a player, I'm completely different just because I have 1 year of experience, 1 year of playing the point guard after becoming a shooting guard in college. So skill-wise and everything, I think I'm a lot more developed. As a person, I'm way different, just being exposed to so much different stuff and the business side of everything, and just going through a really tough and frustrating rookie year. Just, you know, having to find my way through that and to be able to continue to get better even though I wasn't really playing that much.
Over the past year, what is the weirdest question you got, not only in the draft process, like in your interviews with teams? What was the weirdest question there? And then what was the weirdest question you had in the media?
Yeah, some weird questions. I guess there were some, like I was in an interview with a couple GMs and they would be asking about politics and things related to Obama because he went to Harvard and different things like that. And so that was a little weird at the time, at least in the setting, you know, sitting on a gym floor talking about politics. From the media, there's been a lot of funny questions. Even, you know, do I have a girlfriend? What am I looking for in a girl? And different crazy things like that in front of kids at a camp or something like that. So there's been a lot of funny different things.
Let's go back to the draft workouts. Some guys choose not to go against competition, they just go through drills. What is your philosophy on that? Do you feel that you can show what you can do running through cones and chairs?
Personally, I'm not a huge believer in anything but watching them play, and 3-on-3 even can be deceiving. I think a lot of it just has to be what they do when it's 5-on-5, and there's plays and there's defensive schemes, just being able to watch players play like that.
The game that put you on the map nationally and in the NBA was your summer league game against John Wall. What was going through your mind that day? I mean, everything was falling. You seemed really comfortable, and here's the #1 pick, and you're going right at him.
That was just a fun opportunity just to be able to play. And, Roddy Boubois got hurt, and so that opened up some time for me, and I'm just blessed to be able to have my best quarter in the fourth quarter of that game.
I'm sure everyone had advice for you, like, Keith Smart should be playing you more. Or how was that to deal with and kind of keep your focus?
Everyone has advice for me. Everyone has advice for everyone when they're struggling. And, even people I had never met before, everyone felt like they had to, tell me what I needed to do. And so just being able to take everything with a grain of salt, just finding out which advice to really listen to. And, bottom line is you have to kind of listen to yourself. And I've been playing the game for a while, so being able to hear these different things and being able to find out which one takes priority or which one is more important and different things.
Like any rookie, you had ebb and flows to your season. Talk about your experience in Reno and under Eric Musselman. He joked during the year that he didn't want you to go up because you were helping him win games.
That was an awesome experience. He let me go, he let me be creative, he let me play through mistakes, and so that was the biggest thing for me. I kind of needed that experience, just to be able to experiment and just learn.
So it's much better to get out there and get playing time than it is to be sitting on the bench.
I think it's a balance. I don't think you can spend the whole season sitting on the bench on the NBA roster, and I don't think you spend the whole time in the D League without seeing the NBA game or getting some NBA experience.
College level, it's all about being well-rounded, showing off your game. When you get to the NBA level, a lot of times if you're coming off the bench or you're a rotation guy, you need to have a niche or a specialty, almost like a specialist. Do you find that defense is that thing that's going to get you on the court?
I think right now defense is a strength of mine. I think I can do other things besides defense, and I actually wasn't even known as a defensive player until I got here, and so I think there's a lot more that I can do and I can show, and I just think I didn't do a good job of displaying all that last year, and so I think it will be offense and defense in the upcoming year.
And what are you working on this summer? Like, what's your main focus on the court?
I would say getting stronger, coming off pick and rolls and making good decisions, and working on my jump shot.
Finally, where do you think your game has improved the most in this past year? Is it your jump shot? Is it your decision making? Is it your defense?
I would just say being a point guard and controlling the game, learning to think like a point guard, just finding different guys in their comfort zones where they can use their strengths, finding a good balance between attacking and looking for my shot versus finding other people and getting them open.
Well, enjoy the rest of your summer, and we'll see you in a couple months.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.